Hello everyone, David here. So today we're taking a look at the Laowa Argus 33mm F0.95. And now Laowa Argus, they were kind enough to send me this for an unrelated project that I'll be doing in the new year. However, I had a chance to take it out and photograph the Autumn Equinox, the Harvest Moon festivals here in Udon Thani, Thailand with it, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to sort of talk about my first impressions, how I feel about the build quality of the lens, how it reacts to to my photographic style and what I expect out of it. So that's what we're going to go over in today's video. So let's pretty much start right at the beginning then. So as to how I feel about it, it's full metal construction. It's a very, very heavy lens. Comes with one of these little square lens hoods, very reminiscent of like the 16mm Fujifilm or something similar. The aperture ring is no clicks, but at the end of the day, really you're looking at a lens like this because of the f/0.95, and that's where I used it all day when I took it out. And then it's got a very, very, very long focus throw, which means you can be very precise with your focusing. However, when you're shooting sort of street stuff like that, it's a little bit more difficult. But then again, you're shooting f/0.95, it's going to be difficult anyway to get those sort of shots in focus. The other thing that I noticed is, as far as lenses that I'm used to using, it actually turns the opposite way to how I'm used to. So you turn it to the right here to get your minimum focus, which is 0.35. It's very close. Remember, this is a 33mm, not a 50mm. And then turn it to the left to get your infinity, and the same with the aperture. So f/0.95 is here, and you're turning right to go down to f11. As for how it performed on the day, I was actually very, very surprised by this lens. So the first thing that I did with this lens was I started taking some detail shots wide open, seeing how close it could get. Obviously, I was reviewing off the back of the X-T5 screen here, so it wasn't perfect. We didn't know how it was going to look on the computer, but I was very shocked at the sharpness and the contrast that was available to me wide open at f/0.95, and that's where I left it all day. So I shot the whole event at f/0.95, and I tried to basically make use of that as best I could. Subject separation, try and get those details, when the performers were sort of getting ready, or some close-up portraits. The other thing that I noticed as well with the 33mm is, because it is 33mm and not 50mm, it was forcing me to get a lot closer to get those sort of images out of it. As for how it is on the camera, let's put it on now, and we'll have a little look to see how it is on the camera. So there we are. It's a very heavy lens. So there we are, that's it in focus now. It's a very heavy and big lens. It's probably about as long and as heavy as the 56mm, but it's not as wide. It's very nice to use in the hand. So here we are. Tell you what, I'll take a little photograph of my setup for you. So it takes a moment to double check focus. Got the logo in focus here, and boom. So it does take a little longer than usual to get things in focus, but yeah, it performs very, very well. There is plenty sharpness and plenty contrast available to you wide open. And as for light transmission, I've not been able to really test that too thoroughly. It wasn't all that dark when I was there, but I expect it more to be along the lines of how your sensor performs. If you're like me, then you like to keep your shutter upper high. I tend to keep my I don't like dropping my shutter at all. I like freezing everything in motion. I'd much rather be safe at 1.250, 1.125, than lower my shutter down and possibly incur that sort of shutter shake. I really don't like that look in my images, so I'm more than happy shooting at sort of ISO 3200 and having that texture in my images. I can't really talk too much about what I expect from this lens because I would sort of be going into the reasons why and what we're doing together with this lens, and I'm not really at the stage where I'm happy to divulge that information just quite yet. I mean, if you're gonna want to see what it is, you're gonna have to click subscribe, follow me on Instagram at DRobertsPhoto, and as you know, as things start being finished, as they start getting closer to the finishing line, I'll start giving information out as to what I'm actually doing with these lenses. But it's a big project. It's going to take up half of next year, and I'm very happy and very proud to be working with Laowa and working with the Argus lenses on this as well. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll see just what they can do. I mean, images, they speak for themselves really, but in terms of build quality, full metal construction, accurate focusing, you're going to have to decide whether you like a long focus throw or a short focus throw. Declicked aperture, you'll either like that or you won't, but as I said, if we're being honest, F0.95 is pretty much where this is going to stay whilst it's with me. So thank you for watching, and keep an eye on what I'm doing. So I've recently just released an article for Fuji X Passion, so I'll link that in below and take a look at that. That's pretty interesting. That's something pretty cool, and just keep an eye out, and I'll be bringing lots of things, not only through my own channels but on social media, but the actual Fujifilm community as a whole. You're going to see a lot more of me in the new year. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.